What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Middi, back again with another video. And look, if you want your song to sound good, sound selection is everything. If you got some freaking trash sounds, it don't matter what you do. It don't matter what freaking chords you're using, what notes you're using, what freaking chord progressions. None of that matter. If your bass sounds is trash, your song just gonna be hot garbage. So I'm about to show y'all the top VSTs that I believe are essential if you're trying to be a producer that's gonna make some music that actually freaking sounds good. Some of you might be wondering, because I know I got a lot of beginners in here, what the heck is a VST? VST stands for Virtual Studio Technology, but for the longest time, I thought it stood for Virtual Sound Instrument because that's literally all it is. It's just a virtual instrument. So, you know, like obviously you can't have an actual friggin' guitar in your computer, so you gotta like virtualize it. And from that definition, you might be thinking, oh, I already have VSTs in FL Studio. I got the freaking little instruments thing right here. If you okay, look. Keyboard, these, I'm not mad at you. I use these all the time because their pianos are pretty good. But if you go into the freaking guitar and you clicking on any of these, just throw the whole freaking song out, bruh. It's gonna sound like freaking hot garbage. How do I know that? Because I was using these and I was like, yo, why my music freaking garbage? It's because I was using these. So I'm showing y'all the better alternatives. First up on the list, we got DSK Brass. I'm gonna show you guys examples of actual songs that I made using these so that you can actually hear them in action. If you are making a song that has any type of brass, horns, anything like that, you need to use DSK Brass. Do not use the freaking default thing over here in Orchestra. This sounds like freaking hot garbage. Now see, DSK Brass, they have these two things here where they combine two different brass instruments to give you your sound. And really you could just scroll through and just see which combination sounds best to you. This brass right here, I'll go ahead to the pattern here. So this brass, I have number 21 brass ensemble and number 23 brass shot, which this is for if you just need like a quick little sound. So we're gonna listen to what this sounds like on its own. So that's if you need like brass that's kind of like just like a quick hit. I have this other brass right here, and this is for like a higher pitched, like I like to call it like the superhero brass. Like if you've ever heard like a superhero song, like a superhero theme, and they have like the I like to use number 21 brass ensemble and number 19 French horn, and this one I have like higher up on the keyboard, and this one sounds like this. And then I have this other instance right here, and this one is more of just like a bass sound. It's like kind of like that. It's like one of those type of brasses. For that, I like to use number 21 brass ensemble and number 22 brass orchestra. And together with the other instruments in this song, they sound like this. Also, if you like this song, it's up on my channel. It's called Shawty Get Money. Go ahead and stream that, self-plug. Next up on the list, we have DSK Strings. See, the string section and string solo within the instruments are actually pretty decent. I actually use them a lot for songs, but the thing is, they have limitations to them. Like the string section and string solo that you have default in FL Studio, I feel is better for if you're like holding it as like a chord. Like if you're having like a string section that's just kind of like if it's like something that you're like holding. Actually, you know what, let me just give you guys an example. If you have a song where you need some strings like this, Like if you need to like hold the strings, then the string section works perfectly fine for that. As you can see, I'm literally using it in one of my songs, right? But anyway, back to the DSK strings. I feel that the string section or string solo doesn't really work well if you need like quick strings. Like if you need something like that, those strings don't really work because they're kind of designed to like be held for a long time. So if you try to have just quick hits of it, it's like you barely even hear the strings. So if I need something where it's like hitting like heh 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 heh, I like to go for DSK strings. And this is the same as DSK Brass, where you have two different instances of the instrument and you can go through like different selections. You can go ahead and mix and match and just see which one works for exactly what you need for your specific track. But for this song, I ended up using the cello section F and cello section F, basically the same one, both number 9. As you can see, like I said, if it needs to be like super quick small hits, it sounds like this. Like you see how it's like short and sweet and like a quick hit, but you can still like hear the like impact of it. And then within the context of the full song, it sounds like this. Next up, we talking electric guitars because, matter of fact, we talking electric and acoustic guitars. Cause first of all, like I said, if you go over here for your guitar, just throw the whole thing away, okay? And if I catch y'all, I swear, if I catch y'all little niggas, if I even catch this on your freaking screen, throw the whole thing in the freaking garbage. Do not use FL Slayer. This is the worst piece of freaking garbage I've ever even touched in my freaking life. So you might be saying, all right, well, if I can't use FL Slayer, then what the heck am I supposed to use for electric guitars? I'm finna show y'all. What you want to use is Kontact 8, and within Kontact 8 is something called Shreddage. Specifically, I have Shreddage 3.5 Stratus free because who doesn't like free things? Also, I find that the free version has literally everything that I need. So I really don't see a purpose in upgrading to the paid version because I already have everything that I need with the free version. So within Shreddage 3, you have all of these different guitar sounds. You can obviously go through them to decide on which sound is best for what you need. It gives you these different knobs. Really, I don't mess with any of these. The only thing that you need to worry about is fretting mode and picking mode. Natural doesn't sound natural. Sweep is the best for like the backing chords, like the rhythm chords where you're like strumming chords back and forth. Sweep sounds better. Like it sounds like natural playing of the strings. Picking mode, if these are alternating chords like chicka 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 chicka, if you're doing like that, you want to have alternate. If these are chords where it's like damn, if you have chords like that, you want to have down. And then economy is kind of like if you have like really fast picking, like if it's like that, you want to have economy because that gives off like your fingers just kind of like going crazy. Hand position, if you have the hand position all the way down here, that's usually where I like to leave it. The only time I'll bring this up is if it's like the lead guitar where it's kind of like more of like a high pitch sound, because this basically says like where your hand is positioned. So at default, your hands will be like anywhere, but if you move it up, it's basically moving down the fretboard, meaning that your notes are only going to be like on this section of the guitar. And like the closer you have it to the actual like end of the fretboard, the better the high pitched notes sound, to me at least. Okay, the other thing that you would mess with are these settings. Sustain is basically if you're holding the note like damn. Mute is better for if you're like going back and forth like chicka 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 chicka. And then choke is basically if you like, really this is just like background like rhythm where it's just like chicka 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 chicka. Mute is kind of like the in-between of that. You'll hear what I mean, because I use sustain and mute. One guitar is always sustain, one is always mute. At least the way that I do punk rock. But yeah, enough yapping about how to use it. Let's actually see what this thing sounds like. Here we have the lead guitar. For the lead guitar, I have the sustain on, obviously because I'm holding the notes, and I have it set to natural, which I think I want to move that over to sweep, and then picking down, because for the lead guitar, I want to make sure that it stands out, because the down strokes of the strumming always have like more energy and sound louder, which obviously you would want for the lead so that it doesn't get drowned out by the other guitars. For this one, which is like the backing, see, I don't play guitar, so I don't know the proper words to describe this. I just say like this is like the backing guitar, like the guitar that's in like the background for like the rhythm. So this one, I have it set to sweep and I have it set to down, and I believe I also have this one set to sustain, and it sounds like this. Now, you may be wondering, wait a second, how did you do the distortion? Well, that brings me on to the other essential VST that you need if you want your electric guitars to sound good for like rock specific, like that distorted sound. And this VST is called Amplitube. Specifically, I have Amplitube 5, and this is basically an amp. Now, disclaimer, I am not a guitar player. I don't really fully understand how exactly an amp works. I've tried messing with these settings and tried looking into what the settings do, and I swear I read that it does one thing and then I do it and then it's doing a whole other thing. So I don't fully understand how exactly an amp works. If there's any guitar players in the comments that can help explain this to me or point me in the right direction of understanding what the heck these knobs do, please help. But yeah, I basically just had to like Google around and look for what settings to use for rock, and basically I came up with settings for a lead guitar and then kind of just like the backing guitar, and then I have a setting where it's just like a clean guitar without distortion. For the, let's do the lead guitar first. For the lead guitar, these are the settings that I have for the amp. I have to set it to bright, crunch. The normal is 8, overdrive 6, bass 8, middle 6, treble 9, normal 8, overdrive 8, presence 7, overdrive turned on, and power turned on. So let me actually let you guys hear what it sounds like with versus without the amp on. So without the amp on, the lead guitar sounds like this. As you can hear, it is very quiet, and that is because the amp, shocker, it amplifies the sound. So the amp makes your guitar like a million times louder. So usually with guitars, I have the volume on the mixer set very low, because once you add the amp, it boosts the volume like crazy. Also, on top of that, distortion usually makes sounds louder, so it just overall makes the sound a million times louder. So yeah, before you turn on Amplitube, make sure you turn the volume down and don't have the volume like freaking maxed out, or you will destroy your ears. Without the amp, sounds like this. With the amp, it sounds like this. Now see, I have these settings set so that it's like a clean distorted sound. Like I want it to be like clear, and I don't want it too distorted. Now for the backing chords, this I go like full on distortion with. These are the settings for this one. I got it set to normal. I got it set to crunch. Normal is 6, overdrive 6, bass 8, middle 4, treble 9, normal 6, overdrive 6, present 6, overdrive on, and power on. And this is what it sounds like without the Amplitube on. Okay, let me just turn this up just so you can hear it, and then turn it down before I turn it back on. Let me make sure I turn that friggin' back down. And then with Amplitube for the backing chords, it sounds like this with these specific settings. And then, let me see, where was is this it? Okay, for this one, this is one of the ones that's muted. I want to show you guys that one. So for this one, I have it set to mute, which makes it sound like this. As you can see, it's like repeating notes very quickly, which is why I have it set to mute and it sounds like this. Right? And then if I have this set to sustain, it would sound like this. Now, see, you might say, oh, that sounds good. Why don't you have it set to sustain? The thing is, when you're layering multiple guitar sounds together, you don't want them to blend in too much. Like, you want them to be able to be distinct. Otherwise, it'll kind of make your track like muddy, because the guitars will be like overlapping too much with the same sounds, and it's just not going to sound clean. Especially if you have distortion on top of that, it just makes it a complete mess. So that's why I prefer to have fast playing on mute versus sustain. And then just to let you know what choke sounds like, it sounds like this. So you basically can't even hear the notes. It's basically just kind of like a ch-ch sound. So you could use that for like rhythm, or just like kind of like a, I don't know, like it gives it like some type of like groove, like some type of rhythm to it. And then, did I even play what the full thing sounds like yet? Okay, this is what all of the guitars together sound like. Now, you may have noticed, wait, you have another guitar in here that you didn't talk about. Yes, that is Guitar M Lite. So Guitar is a VST that I have used for years for an acoustic sound, because I swear, like, these freaking things over here are so freaking garbage. Like this, you could, if you place the notes correctly, you can get this thing to freaking sound like a real guitar. So this is what Guitar sounds like. I'm gonna go ahead and solo it. One tip for acoustic guitar is, if you want it to actually sound like more realistic, you need to have the notes actually sound like they're being strummed. So when you're strumming a guitar, you're not hitting every note at the same time like you would with a piano. Your hand is like sweeping from one note to another. And because of that, you're gonna hear each note one at a time in sequence instead of all at once. And that gives the sound of a guitar strum. If you have all the notes hitting at once, it's not gonna sound right. And the way that you get the strum sound, if you go over here to tools and then you go to strum, you get this thing which gives you different settings to like adjust the strum. And basically once you do that, it'll do this, where you see that these notes aren't perfectly lined up. It hits this note first, then this one, then this one, then this one, then this one. And then it like alternates so that you hear the down strum and then the up strum. And then that helps the guitar to like sound more realistic. With Guitar, because this actually gave me trouble for a while when I first was using it, but when you open it up by default, it'll be in these settings, and with these settings, it like does some like weird stuff with where you place the notes on the keyboard. It'll just put them in like a random other place, but you need to click on this so that it's lit up and it says keyboard mode, so that it lets the program know I am playing a keyboard and I need you to translate these notes on the keyboard to these notes on the guitar, because for some reason it doesn't automatically do that, which is weird because obviously I'm using a keyboard if it's a freaking virtual instrument. But yeah, make sure that you turn that on, because if you don't have it on, it sounds weird. And then usually whenever I have pretty much any guitar, I always throw reverb on there. Never have a dry guitar. It is not going to sound right. Like you pretty much need to put reverb on a guitar. Like that's whether it's acoustic or electric. I always put reverb on there. Let me just let you hear what this sounds like with no reverb, just so that you know. Like, you see how that just sounds weird? And then turn on the reverb. Like, it just sounds a million times better. You're also probably eventually gonna have a song where you need some type of bass in it. And I'm not talking an 808 bass, I mean like an actual like bass guitar. If you are using any of these, or if you are using, oh my gosh, if you are, where is it? Where the freak is it? Where is this garbage? If you are using Boo Bass, or as I like to call it, if you're using this freaking piece of garbage, just freaking don't. Please don't do this to yourself. Freaking delete this up off my freaking project. If you're looking for a bass guitar that actually sounds good, you have to get MODO Bass. Oh my gosh, this freaking saved my freaking songs, yo. Obviously I have the free version, because I got the free version of all of these. So this one gives you a whole bunch of different options for guitar. Even with the free version, it gives you different settings to like adjust it to your liking, but for the most part, all I really touch is this thing, which changes the bass sound. So right now I have it set to old rocker because this is a rock song, but they give you other options like teen garage. They give you all these different options. Just go through them and see which one sounds right for your specific song. Like I said, this is a rock song, so I have the rock bass and it sounds like this. For this specific track, I have the bass just like going super fast and like repeating, and I just found that old rocker just kind of sounded best for that. When you have like super fast picking of the guitar or strumming, I like to have it set to pick. If you have a bass that's kind of just like if you kind of have something like that, hold up. Why do I have let ring on? Okay, yeah, this setting, if it's turned on, it like holds the note forever and ever. So make sure you have that turned off. I don't know how that got turned back on. But yeah, if you have like super quick, if you have it like going super fast, I like to have it on pick. All right, the other setting other than playstyle that I'll mess with is studio. Gain basically makes it louder. Bass basically is like a bass boost. It makes the actual like bass, like the lowest notes sound. It'll give it like more presence. And then amp is just like, it'll add some distortion and it'll also make it louder. So these are the settings that I have for this specific song, but I tend to like adjust the bass. Maybe I'll like lower this. I'll adjust the gain in the amp until I can like hear the bass clearly in the song. And that's pretty much it. These are the VSTs that I would say are like absolutely essential to every single producer. Like beyond this is pretty much just personal preference of what type of music you like to make. If you're someone who's doing like punk music, you wouldn't need like something that's like for like hyperpop. These are the VSTs that I think every single producer, no matter what, needs to have in their computer or in their toolbox. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and link all of these VSTs down below in the description so that you can go ahead and download them. Again, all of these are free, so you don't have to worry about, dang, how much money am I gonna have to spend on this? The free version of all of these can get you to where you need to be. In addition to VSTs, if you're looking for some good drum sounds, I have my Middi drum sound pack that I'm offering on my Ko-fi shop. I'll also leave that in the description and in the comments. And I have like a bunch of different sounds in there for different genres. All the sounds are already already mixed and EQ'd and have like reverb and different effects on them. So they're basically just drag and drop. So if you're also looking for some good drum sounds, you can go ahead and check that out. Support the channel. It's only $5. But yeah, these are pretty much the VSTs that I think every producer needs to have. If you have some other VSTs that you think would be good, you can go ahead and leave that in the comments. If you work in like a genre that you need like some good VSTs for and you're looking for something, go ahead and let me know in the comments and I'll search around for some good VSTs that I can recommend if you guys want like a part 2, or if you want like a specific genre VSTs. Like if you're working in this genre, you're gonna need these. If you're working in this genre, you're gonna need these. This is basically just like the essentials for like literally everybody. But yeah, if you found this video useful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.